I'm Jackie Jennings from SYFY, the place where fans go to geek out over what they love. We're really excited this year to be partnering with New York Comic Con and MCM Comic Con's Metaverse for Cosplay Central's virtual championships. And I'm really excited because this year they let me be a judge. So everyone, tie on your capes and shine up that armor because these contestants did not come to play. They came to cosplay.
Thank you, SYFY Wire, and now welcome to Cosplay Central's Virtual Championships of Cosplay, powered by SYFY Wire. Now, you guys are probably wondering, like, who is this guy? Why is his hair blue and pink? What's going on with him? Well, my name is Jaremi Carey, and most of you might know me from VH1's Drag Race, where I played, like, the ultimate of, like, villains ever on reality TV. I've also been a contested model on Skin Wars. I've had an album on the Billboard charts, and you can catch my photo series on Instagram where I'm like cosplaying into Bowser, into My Little Pony. And now you can currently catch me streaming live on Twitch 5 days a week. So again, my name is Jaremi Carey, and that is my baby Yoda, and we are going to be your host this evening. Now, CosplayCentral.com is the place for all things cosplay. So whether you're a casual fan, a professional diehard, or something in between, it's guaranteed there will be something for you. We knew our cosplay fans were not only missing conventions or their friends or favorite vendors, but the chance to show off all their hard work and their costumes and cosplays. So we are back in the metaverse with another chance for them to show off their handmade costumes. Now, all the entrants have crafted the costumes themselves, or they have heavily modified pieces to like turn them into something incredible. They sent photos, videos, and a presentation about the costume making process. Now, our judges have examined them, and like all judging, there's pre-judging involved. So there's gonna be a lot more that you guys didn't see that our judges saw, but we're gonna skip all that for the sake of time. So we have an incredible panel of judges, and I can't wait for you guys to meet them all. First up, we have Ginoza Costuming. How are you?
I'm great. I'm having a great time here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a cosplayer of roughly 8 years. I do really cool painting things with my costumes. I make big armor builds, all kinds of cool stuff. And I like to do things for video games, movies, all kinds of stuff. And competed as much as probably plenty of people who are going to be competing here today.
That's awesome. Now I see it. Is that Lydia Dietz in the background?
Yes, it is.
I love that.
We'll be done eventually.
Is that for anything special, or is that just like a Trader Joe's shopping?
For spooky reasons, for Halloween reasons, yes, but we'll see. Hopefully the photo shoots will commence soon.
I love it. That looks absolutely fierce. Thank you for being here. Next up, we have Jedi Manda. Now, Jedi, I think I have your nephew behind me.
You do, you might. I have several versions of myself just hanging around up here.
I love it. It's so adorable. What are you up to, Jedi Amanda?
Well, I'm up to all kinds of things cosplay. I have been cosplaying since 2012, and I've also been competing since around that time too. Mostly I stick to costumes within the Star Wars, hence my name, Jedi Amanda. But I also love Marvel, and recently I made a Naja from What We Do in the Shadows, which is my new favorite vampire thing in the world, and it makes me laugh, and I love it. But also recently I wrote a book all about cosplay called Creative Cosplay. It's mainly a how to get into cosplay and also a companion book on how to learn how to sew. So just a small little plug right there, but it's exciting to see all of these new entry people. I haven't been to a convention in so long, but to be able to see everybody making costumes and entering, it's been a treat.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here, Jedi Amanda.
Thank you.
Yes. Now the legend, the icon, the star, the ever so beautiful. You look absolutely fierce. Everybody meet Yaya Han. How are you?
Hi there. Oh, I am thrilled to be here. I am in costume like everybody. This is actually my newest costume that I just am finishing still at the moment. Yeah, it's KDA Evelyn, if anybody is into League of Legends and KDA. But yeah, I have had many years of judging experience. I was very lucky to discover cosplay back in 1999. So I've been active in the community for 21 years now, basically grew up here. And I've always made costumes. I used to compete many, many years ago. Now I do a lot of judging and I design patterns and fabrics and other cosplay products. So my life is cosplay. And I also recently wrote a book. I think it's so great that this is like the year where cosplay is getting so much book publishing. My book is called Yaya Han's World of Cosplay, and it's actually more based on the cosplay culture. So it's not so much of a how-to, but more of a get to know this culture and the socialization of it. And so, yeah, I hope that it inspires many more people to get into costume and, you know, enter competitions. I talk about competitions a lot in the book. So I'm very, very excited to see all the entrants and gush over them. They're also great.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And finally, SYFY Wire's judge, Jackie Jennings. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. I'm really excited to be here. Yeah, I'm a host for SYFY Wire and this year a judge. I'm very excited. I've covered cosplay and many, many cons for SYFY Wire. I've never gotten to judge cosplay. I've cosplayed exactly once. Nobody knew who I was. So now I like to just watch and admire everyone's hard work. And I've thought of writing a book. I thought about it.
In the future. That'll happen.
Yeah.
Who was the cosplay character you were?
I did Queen in the North, and it was a Freddie Mercury Sansa Stark mashup.
I love
Oh my God, that's so great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love a mashup. I love a cosplay mashup, and most people were like, "Are you lost?"
Oh,
Cosplay. So,
that sounds fierce. So, well,
yeah, I'm really
again
excited to be here.
Thank you. Cosplay Central's virtual championships of cosplay is powered by SYFY Wire. SYFY Wire is your destination for all things nerd. If you're geeking out about it, SYFY Wire is talking about it. Featuring up-to-the-minute news, commentary, and original series about your favorite TV shows, movies, comic books, and more. SYFY Wire has something for everyone. Find SYFY Wire at syfywire.com, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and wherever you find your podcasts. So we had 57 entries total, competing in 2 categories, which is needlework and armor. Now, entries from the US, UK, Portugal, Australia, Russia, Brazil, Mexico, Ireland, Germany, as well as best in each category. The judges have chosen best in show, so the costume that just blew them completely away, whether it was with techniques or their skill level. And an exciting announcement. Thanks to our sponsors, we will be doubling the prizes in all Wait, what? We are doubling the prizes in all categories and adding some runner-up prizes? Well, hold on. Judges, is it too late if like I can join in? Because I lost every reality show and I need some money. This is incredible. So our sponsors are doubling the prizes for all the categories and they're adding some runner-up prizes. So that's amazing. So next year I will be competing because I need the money. So we sadly don't have enough time today to show you all the full entries that they've worked so hard on the costumes, but we wanted to showcase them anyways in no particular order. Here are the entries that didn't make the final shortlist for their categories this time. So while we look at these amazing cosplays, judges, is there anything that you would like to give, like whether they're tips or just information in general to maybe inspire the cosplayers to continue cosplaying and creating?
Well,
Anybody? I'm good.
Go first.
I feel like, first of all, I think it's really great that ReedPop is putting up such an event because we all miss conventions so much. And cosplay competitions are usually the way for lots of cosplayers to socialize with each other. You know, you can spend your whole day hanging out with each other and talk shop. And we don't have that, sadly. And for us judges, you know, the fun part is to converse with them, look at their costumes up close, and I'm so happy that for this contest, everyone submitted a 5-minute video of how their costume was made, and so we got to see the close-ups, and so I'm just very thrilled for this opportunity for them, that they can still enjoy the, you know, the feeling of a convention a little bit, hopefully.
Now, is there any advice that any of you would give to maybe cosplayers that are nervous entering a competition or being on stage or showing their work?
Oh, I would say absolutely, just do it. I mean, the hardest part is just the getting on stage part, which obviously right now is a little bit different, but it is so great to be able to take part in something like this with other people who are doing it, particularly in person. But this is so awesome too, because you get to like see your pictures, see your progress, all of this stuff next to all these other amazing makers, and it personally would fuel me to keep doing it personally.
Yeah, I have to say, being an entertainer myself, I think it's quite brave to go up there and showcase your work for everybody to judge and have an opinion on. I think that's incredible, and so I think they should all give themselves a pat on the back too, just for standing up there and doing that. So now, Jackie, you said this is your first time judging. So what was your favorite part about judging?
I mean, my favorite part of judging was, I think, just seeing all of the different contestants, seeing the creativity involved. It's easy to look at cosplay as a finished piece and say, oh yeah, I like that, I understand it, I get it. But seeing the books that people put together, I mean, like you said, there was so much more information as judges that we got. So seeing the process, seeing all of the work that everyone put in, I mean, it was enlightening to me to see just how detailed and how, when you say that everyone makes every piece of their cosplay, I mean, we're talking down to the rhinestones from some of our contestants are handcrafted. So, I mean, it's just incredible to see the work and the craft that goes into the finished product.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. Jedi Amanda, so did you find judging virtually? Did you find it to be tough at all, or did you find how did you like it?
I liked it because I've probably competed more than I have judged. And the pre-judging time that we get with the judges is so short. And it's very hard to just talk about something that took you 6-9 months or even years to do in like 2 minutes. And it's very nervous. We get flustered, and it's sometimes you leave and you're like, I didn't even talk about my shield that I made. It took me 8 months to do, you know? And so with this format, it was really exciting to like replay videos and like go back and watch them walk in the outfits, or go back into their workbooks and be like, oh, so they did craft that completely out of foam and then primed it and painted it. So it was very exciting to see these things more than just 5 minutes up close. So even though we're not up close, we still got some kind of like that, but it was really refreshing, I'd say.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I can't wait to see all the contestants that we have so far that made the top. So I want to let everybody know that we will be holding a fan vote to choose the fan favorite from our top cosplayers. So head to findthemetaverse.com/cosplay at the end of this broadcast to cast your vote. Even cosplayers as talented as our panel started somewhere, and we want to encourage cosplayers that are just starting out making costumes and competing to keep developing their skills. We will be awarding one of our entries the title of Best Beginners. Here are the beginner entries that really impressed the judges. Karina from USA as Violet Evergarden from Violet Evergarden. Karina's cosplay consists of covered shoes, leggings, chemise, bustle cage, espen, corset, dress, crop jacket, wig, neckerchief, and parasol, all which was self-patterned, sewn, and styled. The jacket is clasped together from the shoulder to the front with foam clay and a circle decorative metal. The dress fabric is manipulated with pin tucking to create the stripe details. The jacket sleeves with a keyhole detail with gold piping showing off the poofy sleeves. The shoelaces spiral up the side of the leg, and the voluminous skirt cascades dramatically in the back. Yaya, tell us what you think about it.
I love it. I'm a huge Violet Evergarden fan, so I know this design very well, and I know how ambitious this design is. It's incredibly structured and has some really weird shapes. And even though Karina has only made 3 costumes, she was able to tackle this, and I was really impressed by how clean her stitching was, how thoughtful she was with, lining all the pieces, and really like taking her time to bring this character to life. And I was very impressed with her umbrella as well. I'm like, I've been cosplaying for so long, I've never made an umbrella before. And for someone to just take it on and be like, all right, well, this character has an umbrella, so I have to make it. I think that's really commendable. And it sort of shows the spirit of cosplay. Like, we're going to go for it, if it's something we want, no matter what. So good job, Karina.
Absolutely. I love it. Next up, we have Commander Pop-Tart from USA as Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now, Commander Pop-Tart's cosplay includes many different techniques, some of them new. The headpiece is made from silicone to replicate the movement from the animation. Making the headpiece was her first time using silicone and took 3 tries to get this one. The lightsabers are 3D prints that she modeled to be as accurate as she could get. They're also modeled to hold electronics and a blade. The lightsaber holders on the hip plates are functional and hold the lightsabers. All armor is self-drafted and made from craft foam. Now, Jedi Amanda, I know you have some commentary on this. What are your thoughts?
Oh boy, do I. I love Ahsoka Tano. I cosplay Ahsoka Tano as well. And when I see Ahsoka cosplays, not many people know, but it is an entire body build. It is all, the entire headpiece is usually from scratch. I've never done it the way she's done it with the silicone, which is very hard. And it takes a lot of patience to get that to lay right and have that shape of Ahsoka. And also the armor, she's also wearing a body stock, which is something very popular now with body paint. It's basically she's wearing tights on her arms to make sure that that is coated the color that she wants. And then of course the dress, the armor, and the sabers. It's a complete body build. Ahsoka is a tough character to pull off very well. And as a beginner, she knocked it out of the park. I was so giddy to see this.
That's awesome. Wait, so it's pantyhose? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
For the arms? That's incredible. I would never thought about that. Wow,
ingenuity.
amazing. Yeah, I love it. Next up, we have Kawaju Cosplay from UK as Alexstrasza from World of Warcraft. Now, Kawaju's cosplay was made using primarily foam and Warbler, and was their first attempt at making foam armor. Resin was used to create the gemstones on the character's crown, necklace, and shoulder pauldrons. The leggings and boot covers were hand-sewn, and the wig styled by this cosplayer as well. It took about 60 to 70 hours to complete. And if the horns are included, this cosplay stands at a whopping 7'5". Kawaju's decided to base this costume on Alexstrasza's Heroes of the Storm design, as it better suited her figure as opposed to the original World of Warcraft model. Ginoza, tell me your thoughts.
I think this costume is so awesome and incredibly ambitious for a beginner. Like, I feel like a lot of the beginners took on a lot of work. This one especially, that foam work is not like the beginner type thing you go for, but she did such a great job. I can't believe how tall she is with that. Like, I can't quite tell she's 7 foot some, but yeah, she did such an awesome job, and I loved all of her foam pieces.
Yeah, that's beautiful. My husband actually was yelling at me because he plays World of Warcraft. He's like, you better not mess this name up. So he's obsessed with this character. Yeah, so this is incredible. And 7'5", that's like 2 of me because I'm so short. So that's amazing. So, all right, next up, we have Take Flight Cosplay from the UK as Hannah Alexander's Avatar Korra from The Legend of Korra. Over 80 hours of sewing and embroidery went into making this cosplay. All the embroidery and beading was done by hand and are the main medium used to create all the textures in this costume, which was very important to Take Flight when creating it. All pieces were made by drafting her own patterns to create an outfit that can move and flow like a waterbender. Jedi Amanda, what are your thoughts?
I just want to shout out the amount of fabric choices that she made with this outfit. There is so much texture to it, and it's so hard to see virtually. And I would love to have seen this in person, but it really does show. You can tell with the dimensions and the way she moves that there's different types of fabric choices, and the embroidery. This is a true, in-depth sewing needlework, and it's gorgeous, and I love the way it turned out, and it fits her great, and also it's just moving like Korra, and it's just it's jamming. I love it. Well done.
That's awesome. Yeah, the movement alone just sold me. That's incredible. So okay, next up, Lady Mar cosplay from USA as Haku from Spirited Away. This Haku cosplay was an opportunity for Lady Mar to cosplay something completely inhuman in form. It took a long period of sketching to come up with a design that conveyed the character while still being wearable. The dress is intended to be a blank canvas. This cosplay is not meant to be human wearing a costume, but a dragon flying through the night sky. The head is constructed from foam, covered with fur, and worn on the head. The rest of the structure is made from duck tubing covered in fur. Jackie, here we go. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I loved this. I think not only as cosplay, but I think what everyone's been saying, so many of these beginners,
took on really ambitious projects to say, you know what, I'm gonna be something inhuman. I'm essentially gonna build a puppet. And of course that makes me the night sky. That was something in the video that we saw that I was like, is that an of course that you're cosplaying as the night sky?
Of course.
Of course, I'll be the sky. It was so creative. And I think too, some of the materials used were actually duct tubing, was something else we talked about, which again, you're like, yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. Would I have ever thought of it? No. So yeah, the level of creativity, and also, I mean, yeah, the look is dead on as well. So yeah, it's just really fun and impressive and moves really well. And a beginner, that's crazy.
It's crazy to think that these are beginners. Like everything is so incredibly well done, and they really push themselves to the limit. And I think that's absolutely, like, a round of applause for that. That's incredible. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Cosplay Central's virtual championships of cosplay is powered by SYFY. And SYFY Wire has podcasts that touch on all things science fiction, fantasy, and horror. Obsessing over Baby Yoda, like this guy right here? Check out Jabba the Pod, a podcast about Star Wars. Want to catch up with Six? Check out the Battlestar Galacticast. And for the latest breaking news and speculation on all things geeky, check out SYFY Wire's Who Won the Week. Whatever your fan thing, there is something for you. Find SYFY Wire's full podcast library wherever you find your podcasts.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
This was a good idea. Shh, I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
If you fancied that Geico commercial, might I humbly suggest sharing it? Meanwhile, I could fancy some more tea.
And now, on to our needlework category entries. Now, these cosplayers constructed their costumes primarily through sewing, stitching, and embroidery. So let's take a look. Hop is my hero from USA as Chia Aoi from Gate 7 by Clamp. Clamp's series featured some of the most beautiful designs in their covers and chapter title pages. These outfits are usually only featured in this one place. Hop is My Hero finally felt like her improvement skills meant she could do this particular design justice. The peonies on the kimono were all hand-drawn to better match the original art. This is one of her first times creating the element from craft foam, and she ended up doing quite a bit of research into samurai armor. The outfit her Oni is wearing was handcrafted from silk with elements from the cosplay. Yaya Han, what are your takes on this beautiful, beautiful design?
Okay, so she's right. Clamp's designs, sometimes you just have to imagine the rest because they only give you, either like an illustration, and sometimes it is just a black and white illustration. And that is what her character is. So all her choices and things that she had to create those herself. So I just really loved the way that she translated Clamp's, very gorgeous organic design and artwork into a wearable costume. She made multiple mock-ups. She really tried to get the foundation of the costume right, where everything draped correctly. And then she went in there with all of that detail work, the flowers that were painted on, and also the intricacy of the armor. She had to research how to do samurai armor lacing and such. I just really appreciated it. And then the icing on top is the little Oni that had to make a whole other costume for her little character. So yeah, this was definitely one of my favorites for sure.
Oh, that's amazing. Next up, we have Captain Eleanor from Australia as Captain Marvel from Marvel. Ooh. Captain Eleanor spent about a month researching, drawing, and planning construction before she began making this costume over a period of 5 months. It's mostly made of Yaya Han's Ultra Prime in 3 colors. The blue was subtly dyed darker to suit the character more. It's made of many individual patterns and shapes with inserts and abundant of top stitching. She lost count of how many reels of thread. All armor parts are neoprene, so the suit is easily washable as everything except the buckle and the star are fabric. The star is warbler molded over a foam clay shape. Jedi Manda, What are your thoughts on this amazing thing?
Oh, my thoughts are strong with this one because Captain Marvel is also very difficult to do. I've also made this suit. Most people don't understand when they look at a suit from very far away, they just see blocks of color. But when you go up to this Captain Marvel's, virtually, when you go up to see this seam work that she did on the thighs and up here through the vest part, that's really tough to do because you're also working with multiple interfacing foam layers to get that to bevel outward. And that's tough to do if you're not used to it. And to think three-dimensional when all you have is fabric and foam to work with, and you're not a whole team working for the Marvel Cinematic Universe making an outfit for Captain Marvel. It's a lot of engineering. So to be able to make this and have it fit you very well, it's tough. Even though a super suit may seem just blocks of colors, the amount of seam work done in this is just stellar. It's out of this world.
Awesome. We love the details. And shout out to Yahan and the materials we made.
Yeah.
Right?
There we go.
I'm so happy. I'm just thrilled.
Work. All right, next up, we have Luna Lady of Light Cosplay from USA as Holy Mummy from Puella Magi Madoka Magica. Luna created this costume in under a month using a variety of fabrics from stretch satin, horsehair braid, vinyl, velvet, and metallic spandex to heat transfer vinyl, structure foam, and many notions. This costume has over 100 individual pearls, over 50 heat transfer vinyl appliques, and over 10 years of custom-made bias taped, hand-stitched to cosplay. It also features removable feather trim so that it may be washed, as all the costumes are machine washable and dryable. I love an outfit that you can actually sweat in and then wash after. Ginoza, what are your thoughts on this?
I love it. I'm not a huge Madoka Magica fan, I'm sorry, but I do see the obvious quality in this costume. Like, she passes the 5-inch test in a second. Like, people say the 5-foot test, 5-inch test for sure. I even know, like, I don't get to see it in person, but I can definitely tell that it is super well made. Everything is super clean. All of her seams are beautiful. Her hat thing is absolutely gorgeous, and the wig underneath it with these like big drill curls were like super well made and very pristine. Like, all I can say is pristine, clean, perfect. Like, that's what I got. Like, it was just so nice. What you see is what you get with that one.
I was gonna say, even from this picture right here, I can see how much detail went into this, and how I love things that just look clean and impeccable, and this is
incredibly clean.
Yeah, I love it. Beautiful work. All right, next up we have Katie of I'm gonna mess this up, sorry. Next up we have Katie of Rayrovia, cosplay from USA as Hannah Alexander's Princess Zelda from The Legend of Zelda. Katie of Rayrovia started creating this cosplay in January of 2020, and it took about 7 months to complete. Constructed using a variety of altered patterns, she created a base dress to which she attached all the detailed pieces to, such as the side and the front tabards, hand-dyed chiffon pieces, the shoulder, and the hip pauldrons, which were created using EVA foam. The corset is constructed with silk and spiral steel boning and finished with gold lace, rhinestones, and gold work embroidery, Hylian crest. The crown was created using EVA foam, floral wire, faux flowers, and a resin stone she cast herself. Yaya Han, what do you think of this one?
Oh, it's just gorgeous. Hannah Alexander's designs are always incredibly intricate, and I think they have so many different layers to them that you can kind of get lost, you know? And Katie really shows that she has thought a lot about building she created a base dress where all of the pieces can attach to it and detach so that everything can lay correct. And this is something that definitely comes from a lot of passion, a lot of experience with sewing. And I'm just really happy to see her in this contest showing us her work. I think this is definitely a costume that you have to appreciate up close. And hopefully she'll be able to wear it to a convention and wow people. I mean, just like the fabric choices with the gradient dye is done impeccably, and it is just stunning. So
absolutely, it looks just like a watercolor like painting.
For
it's
sure.
beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Next up, we have Winged Light Cosplay from USA as Delafille from Grand Blue Fantasy. This costume features over 100 resin gemstones and over 1,000 hotfix rhinestones. Each resin gem was cast in a silicone mold, which is created around a 3D printed positive design by Winged Light. The wig and head crystals were airbrushed with a rainbow gradient, and the silk rainbow skirt ruffle was gradient dyed using Jacquard-Acid dyes. The iron-on vinyl cape designs were drawn by hand and cut with a brother scan cut. The head crystals were slush cast with resin, so they are hollow and light up, and the skirt has pockets. Jackie, this is incredible. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, first, pockets.
Yes.
Absolutely.
At cons, pockets, ability to sit. I really appreciate this I guess self-care in putting pockets in that cosplay. The way the files were laid out when we got them, the first thing that I saw was the gradient dyed ruffle at the bottom, and I was like, tell me more about that. It is beautiful. I feel like it's unusual, at least for me, that a detail at the bottom of someone's cosplay would catch my eye, but it's really beautiful. And earlier when I referenced like making gemstones and the individual details, I was thinking of this. So I mean, it's beautiful and practical, which is appreciated.
I love it. As a drag queen myself, I'm not shy to a rhinestone, so I very much appreciate all of the sparkle that went into this. Amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Next, we have Demora from the UK as Little Red Ash from Overwatch. Now, Demora Fairy patterned all the clothes from scratch, and the belts and armor are all made from leather, which she has been wet molded, tooled, and dyed. The buckles are all made from Tibra to get the accurate size and shape. The gun was made using 2 PVC pipes as a base, then building up the details in foam and Tibra. Demora Fairy shaved part of her eyebrow for the scar. Oh. So what are your thoughts on this?
That's hardcore with the eyebrow. I don't know if I would do that. Just like paint over it, like drag queen style.
I would probably
glue it down.
That's dedication.
Fine. No, this costume was again super amazing. I'll only be talking about the ones I absolutely love because of how clean they are. No, this hood is incredibly hard to pattern. Like that alone, I'm just like, oh, I hate you for knowing how to do that. The little the little vest thing is again like super well patterned. Everything is really well patterned. Her prop, which you don't even really see it too much in the video, is like really pretty, so freaking pretty and beautifully shaded, like, and painted really well. And the whole thing I think came together so well. Oh, also the leather pieces, she like layered leather instead of like layering foam like most people would do. She like layered leather and sanded them down with bevels, and it's just crazy. Like I wouldn't have even thought to do that. It's so beautiful.
Do you play Overwatch, Kinoza?
I have a little. I'm back in the early days, but not as much anymore. But still, I really appreciate. Really.
Yeah. I am personally an Overwatch fan, and I'm an Ashe main. So when I saw this is like
sweet.
Yeah, so I'm in love. And for me, cosplay, I don't know about y'all, but when I look at cosplay, I feel sometimes makeup is overlooked. And they have a beautiful costume, so I really appreciate the fact that she has her beautiful face, and the scar detail is just absolutely incredible. So I love that. All right, next we have Socialist Revolution from USA as Claire Fraser from Outlander. Now this costume was a bucket list dress for Socialist Revolution. She spent 5 years learning how to make 18th century clothing and building a period wardrobe before she felt ready to start this dress using a mix of historical hand sewing and modern machine stitching. All 13 yards of the skirt fabric are hand stitched into cartridge pleats. She tried to achieve a costume that is close to Show's version within reason, and according to her budget. It took about 6 months to complete, and she sourced the fabrics from the same shop in London that supplied the show. That's cool. Jedi Amanda, tell us what you think.
This costume is the epitome of screen accuracy. For some people, when they get into cosplay, they really want to make an authentic replication. And some people want to, dive off and do their own thing. But this one is like top tier level stuff, y'all. And the fabric choices, like she said, are the exact ones from the show. So you're like, check, perfect. The shape of it is perfect. 18th century clothing making is very hard. A lot of it is hand sewn. Cartridge pleats, like you mentioned, are actually, they will hurt the tips of your fingers when you do them because of the amount of weight the fabric is, and then shoving the needle through all of this and trying to get that to lay nice. It's very difficult, and she did such a good job bringing this wedding gown from Outlander to life. She just nailed it.
Cartridge pleat. I'm not actually familiar with cartridge pleat. Is that always done by hand, or is that?
Yeah,
oh, really?
You kind of have to. Around her waist, there's it looks a little boxy because that's how the shape was created. That's the look they wanted in the 18th century over the undergarments that she also created as well. So you don't even see half the stuff that she also made too. But yes.
Absolutely beautiful work. Then finally, we have Sarah from the USA as Rapunzel from Disney's Tangled. So let's welcome the Princess of Corona and the Queen of Quarantine, Rapunzel from Disney's Tangled.
I love it.
Sarah began this three-piece costume back in March by over-dyeing about 2/3 of her fabric to get a color difference between the skirt and the top pieces. The skirt is a self-drafted 8-panel 3/4 circle skirt with a satin stitch embroidery, all done by hand. The shirt is a hacked butterick pattern and features embellishment materials from 4 past projects. The bodice has screen-accurate seam lines, hand-sewn eyelets, and handmade satin piping. Jackie Jennings, we're gonna go to you. Tell us what your thoughts are.
Okay, I mean, obviously we're all loving the Queen of Corona. Oh, that was very fun.
She knew before all of us.
Yeah. I mean, besides being really beautiful, something that's always fun for me about cosplay is seeing someone in character. And I felt like looking at this, I was like, oh, that is Rapunzel. Like, not only is everything super accurate, but the images just felt like she was embodying the character. And I, again, don't know, but handmade satin piping sounds really hard to do, and it looks really good. So I was really thrilled and impressed. And also, I mean, I do want to know more about the friend in the photo here. But yeah,
Pascal,
yeah, but like, is Pascal?
Did she make
tell me more about Pascal. I can assume.
I actually think that's the official Pascal because I think I have him.
Oh,
that's okay.
She did get him somewhere.
Yeah, but it's gorgeous, and she's completely embodying Rapunzel. I feel like I'm looking at Rapunzel, so it was awesome.
Gorgeous. Cosplay Central's virtual championships of cosplay is powered by SYFY. Ever wondered who voiced Agents J and K on the Men in Black cartoon? Did you even know there was a Men in Black cartoon? SYFY Wire's Everything You Didn't Know franchise goes deep into cult classic shows and movie, and even touches on things you've probably never heard of. We're talking Jackie Chan Adventures, Justice League, the animated series, and so much more. Join us every Wednesday on SYFY Wire's YouTube channel for all new episodes. Now, finally, here are our cosplayers in the armor category. Now, their costumes were constructed primarily by molding and shaping its outer layers using acrylics, EVA foam, Warbler, Wonderflex, cardboard, and so on. Haru cosplay from Mexico as Spartan Carter from Halo Reach. Haru's armor is made of styrene, and all parts are thermoformed and reinforced inside with fiberglass. The entire interior is lined with car seat lining for more comfort and painted with automotive paint with acrylic finishes. The armor is enhanced with LEDs, and the weapons are made of fiberglass and EVA. To simulate the Spartan's jetpack, Haru added movement with air pressure to open and close turbines and smoke to simulate a takeoff. Now, Jen Amanda, this sounds insane. I can't believe all the stuff that went in here. What are your thoughts on this? Automotive paint and acrylic. That's crazy. That's so amazing.
Yeah. With armor builds, there's so much you can add on the foam to make it sing. And with Halo builds specifically, there's a lot into those. And I loved the paint job. I thought the movement, especially in his little showcase, him being able to jump around and like land on his knee and get up and shoot the gun. That's a huge thing that people forget about costuming is functionality and maneuverability. And to be able to show that, I was like, big points for that. Plus, I love the flag that he had. He had so much stuff. It was really cool to see this thing. And really dug it, man. It's cool.
That's awesome. Headhunter Crafts from UK as Big Daddy from BioShock. Now, following from his first Big Daddy build in 2017, Headhunter Crafts decided he could do better and made a number of improvements, such as a fiberglass shell and RGB lighting in the cast eyes to give the 3 stages of aggression. The drill is also operational, and the camera has been hidden to allow the wearer to see comfortably out of the costume. Jackie Jennings, here's another amazing one for you.
Yeah, I mean, I love BioShock. I've seen maybe a handful of Big Daddies at cons, and this one, I mean, it was fantastic. There's so much here. I believe the kind of material that was used in the shoe, it was like hollow, so that when he steps, it's super loud, kind of sounds imposing, even though the costume itself is light. I'm pretty sure from the video, there's an endoscopy camera, which
really?
He's actually, yes. I was pretty blown away. There was even something about it, like using an endoscopy camera and a phone. I was like, that weirdly feels in the world of BioShock. Yeah, like we're repurposing all of these different things. Yeah. I mean, it's really cool and really scary and super resourceful. So huge
Absolutely
thumbs up.
Incredible. I would love to see that just walking around the street. That'd be amazing. Next up, we have Slade from Russia as Anubis from Assassin's Creed Origins. Anubis was a challenge for Slade because he combines many techniques and nuances. The entire suit is made of genuine leather with hand embossing almost all over the surface. It was designed as an armor corset, fitting the figure and precisely sewn with 4,000 plus holes punched by hand and over 100 hours of sewing. Whew. The mask was molded from clay, covered with warbler and fur. Smoke, a fan, and a moving jaw were added to it. There's a light in the chest, which is controlled by a hidden switch. Yeah, Johan, that is a lot. What's going on?
So the character design is very specific in Assassin's Creed. That world that the characters live in, it is very old and authentic, and I think he definitely chose the best material to bring the character to life. But leather, doing an entire multi-layered segmented suit with leather, that is very tough. It would have been a lot easier to do it out of foam or some other material, but embossing just so much surface. And also I think he like researched the symbols. The symbols are super accurate to the design. So it's just like one of these build projects that just takes up months of your life, where that's all you eat and breathe and live and dream the costume. Like it's hard to see in his showcase video, but like seeing the close-up pictures and then even inside, he showed like the inside of the leather corset. I just know just how much work must have put into it, and he just must love this character so very much. And I really appreciate that in contests where you can see the effort put in because of the passion for the characters and the series. So this is a fantastic costume.
The entire body is you said it's made of leather. The entire thing.
Everything. The entire thing is made out of leather.
Hot too,
so
isn't it? that's
yes, absolutely.
That's dedication.
And wearing that, he sculpted the head, and then covered it in fur, and then had to paint over it to get the expression. I mean, it's just, that's what I'm saying. It's like he literally lived and breathed this costume for amazing. However many months that was. Like that was his life.
That's
like,
amazing.
For sure.
Well, I hope he gets to show that off sometime soon too. So that's beautiful. Next up, we have Tintenko from USA as Merman from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. The muscles for the muscle suit were created from cutting and shaping upholstery foam, then gluing to a spandex suit. The head, chest armor, and shin guards and gun were constructed all from EVA foam. Feet and toes were made from a combination of EVA foam and foam clay. The skinning over the muscles came from spandex fabric, airbrushed with matching paint from the head. The eyes are CCTV camera dome covered, painted white inside. The costume took over 150 hours to make, so Tim could become a life-size action figure. Ginoza, Tell us what you think of Merman.
I tell you what, this guy literally looks like an actual action figure. Like, if you put him in the right setting, you would think that somebody just took their toy and just like set it down and that's their toy. Because it looks so freaking good. He really, like, he talked about in his book, his workbook, that he really wanted to just look like a cartoon. Like, if he had like side-by-side comparisons of how exactly big his head was going to be, and like at this angle what it's going to look like. He just like wanted to be so accurate. I love his fur bikini, which is the first one he's ever made, by the way.
You gotta get me one of those.
Yeah, he actually said that. He's like, it's the first one I've ever made. And I'm just like, that's great. I love that.
That's
but
good.
the muscle suit, like, oh my gosh, I already don't want to make a muscle suit, but I do want to in the future. But I could just see how well he put all that together and got all that really awesome muscle definition. There was just so much to behold here. It was just so great. And I really appreciated all his hard work. I'm really surprised it took 150 hours, by the way.
It's amazing.
Like, that it didn't take longer.
Oh, it didn't take. You were talking about, like, literally looks like an action figure. It reminds me of, you know, in Power Rangers when Rita would just take one of those little clay figures and then just turn it into a live monster.
Yes!
Right?
Yes!
That's exactly. It's incredible.
You got it.
Right? So it's amazing. Great job with the merman.
Jeez.
Next up, we have Wonder Bira from Brazil as Wonder Woman. To complete this uniform took 5 months. The armor is made out of hard PVC plastic with leather details applied. All the redesign of the original uniform was made by Wonder Bira, adopting different concepts and ideas to adapt what was necessary for a male body. It was drawn in plates, cut and molded as needed. He used automotive painting and varnish to finish the look. Yaya Han, tell us about Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh, this costume is so clean. And what's incredible about it is that he didn't use foam. A lot of, this costume, Wonder Woman costume, has been made, and foam works just fine. But he chose to do it out of PVC, Sintra, and that is a much more durable material. It is a lot harder to cut and harder to shape. And and I'm sure he chose it for the wearability. So I really appreciate costumes that, sort of push you to use a different material than what is common because you wanted it to have an extra feature. And it fits him so well. Like, that's what's incredible, is that those are all separate strips. It's not like he just made like a vest and then just like carved the different lines in it. Those are all separate little lines that were puzzled together. And so I just think it's really great also to see someone cosplaying their favorite character and really not, like, make it their own, swapping genders and being able to, express yourself, but also still be the source that you really love. So it's just such a fine costume. It's so clean.
I love it.
Pristine.
Next up, we have Chaos Rail from Germany as Sunder, the Tetrahex Ripper from Transformers. More than meets the eye comics. Now, Sunder is a creepy antagonist with an unsettling, overbearing design. Certainly not someone you'd want to meet in a dark alley. This big armor was made by Chaos Rail using materials including Warbler, different foams, metal and wood details, LEDs, rubber mats, and cardboard. It fits in a suitcase and is assembled using belts, magnets, and clips. They can sit down in this and move freely thanks to several hinges in the face, shoulders, and rear covers. The paint effects are achieved by spray painting underwater, running water, and using splatter techniques. Jackie Jennings. Chaos uses they, them, by the way, which is incredible.
Yeah, I loved this cosplay. I don't know if we actually see it in the video, but the jaw hinges close and open. Like they said, they can sit down in it. Huge props to thinking about how comfortable this will be to walk around in for hours and hours. And I mean, it is creepy. They nailed the creepy factor, both inhabiting the character and in the detail and the painting on the actual costume. Yeah, I really loved this. And this is one I would not like to see on the street because I would be scared.
No. Just wanted you on your side. On your
I
side.
love being creeped out by good cosplay though. That to me is like the mark of really solid cosplay. If you see it walking towards you on a con floor and you're like,
I want to go away.
It's fake. Like you've nailed it. And they nailed it.
That's awesome when they did it.
Yeah.
So we want to thank all of our amazing cosplayers. The fan vote is now open. So we want you to head over to findthemetaverse.com/cosplay to cast your vote. Winner of the fan vote will be announced on social media after the Metaverse weekend. So are you ready to find out who the winners are? They will be receiving vouchers for cosplay supplies so they can make more fantastic costumes. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pass this to Jedi Amanda so we can start announcing the results. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Up to you now.
Well, I get the honor to announce the best beginner. And I just want to shout out to all the beginners. Everybody starts somewhere. And so no matter what stage you are, if you want to enter a contest, enter it because beginners or whatever, where everyone starts. So the winner of the best beginner category is Commander Pop-Tart from the USA, Ahsoka Tano. Congratulations. It was so good to see this. And my comments still stand on Ahsoka. This was an incredible build for a beginner. Well done, Commander Pop-Tart.
Congratulations, Commander Pop-Tart. All right, we're going to move on to needlework. Yaya Han, I'm going to pass that one off to you.
Right. I have the winners for needlework. The child and I are very excited. We had lots of great entries in needlework, so it's very difficult to choose the winners. So all of you, just wow. But we did have to choose, and our runner-up in needlework is Demora Fairy from the UK, and she did the Red Riding Hood Ash from Overwatch. So we love this costume. The leather work is so impressive on it. All her engineering, like the vest was done in like 3 different layers so that every piece would lay correctly. I thought that's just really genius. And, you know, it just has such a great balance of different techniques used. And all her sewing was very clean. And, you know, the skirt was the right length and everything was, you know, finished. She showed us the insides of her seams. They were all finished, all French seams, and, you know, it was great. And so congratulations to Demora Fairy. She is the runner-up. And we have our best needlework, which is Sokol's Revolution from USA as Claire Fraser from Outlander. I think we just, you know, it's just, this is needlework in its best representation. She used period accurate methods. So much of it was hand done. Even the silk for her sleeves. I mean, it's period accurate and smocked. And so we just really appreciated all of the efforts that she went into and, you know, brought us the needlework. She brought it. So congratulations.
Congratulations to our winners. All right, armor category is next. Ganoza, are you ready for that?
Yep, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right, so the runner-up winner is Tim Tanko from USA, the merman. How I feel about him already. His costume is awesome. I don't need to say anything more because you guys know how I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to get to the winner of the overall armor category, which is Slade from Russia. The awesome Anubis. That is such an awesome costume. That leather work was like, I don't know if it was stressed enough, but that thing is literally, I don't know if you know what tooling means, but it was tooled, embossed head to toe. Like literally the whole thing is embossed. It's crazy. Like, I don't know that I would want to ever do that. And I spend a lot of time on my costumes, as you guys know. So congratulations.
That's awesome. Congratulations to our armor winners. And now it's come to that time where we announce best in show. So finally, our best in show will walk away with a massive $600 to spend on cosplay supplies. Jackie Jennings, you get the honors of announcing best in show.
Okay, I think this, we all agreed this was amazing. Best in show is Katie of Rayrovia. This was just, I mean, it was beautiful. It was perfectly tailored. It was super ambitious. And we all loved it, including our baby Yodas. Congratulations.
Including the baby Yoda.
Congratulations, Katie and Rayrovia. I feel like I had to grab my little baby too, so we could all just close this out with our family together.
Congratulations.
So we want to thank everyone for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the costumes as much as we did. Did we? Yes, we did. Yes, perfect. So, congratulations to all of our amazing entries, and thank you to I'm just gonna say it's probably the fiercest panel of judges we've ever seen together. Yeah. So pat yourselves on the back. So thank you, and for our brilliant sponsor, SYFY Wire. We cannot wait to see you next time. Thank you.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
Shh, I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
If you fancied that Geico commercial, might I humbly suggest sharing it? Meanwhile, I could fancy some more tea.